Yo, what is up guys, my name's Hakiii, and in this video we're going to take a look at the best cheap supercars that are actually worth to buy in GTA Online. Most of the supercars that come out these days are between like $2 and $3 million, so I thought this would probably be a good idea to make a video like this. It could definitely help some people out. And these are in no particular order, so let's start with the least cheap one in this video, aka the most expensive out of this cheap list. That's going to be the Dubachi Wagner. This vehicle is probably gonna be the best performing out of all the vehicles in this video. It does make sense since it is the most expensive in this video, and at least it's not within like the $2 and $3 million range. That's a bit too expensive for the prices we're trying to go for. It sits at about $1.5 million, which is not bad, as I said, although we're gonna dive into some much cheaper options as well later on. Even though the Wagner isn't as cheap, it's really worth your money. It's one of the most bang for your buck vehicles in the game because it actually can compete with the top tier supercars that do cost like $2.5 or close to $3 million in races. Is it going to be the absolute best? No, but it is going to be competitive in races. That's very impressive for a vehicle that costs about $1 million less than most of the top tier supercars. Not only is the Wagner very fast, it's got some solid handling, and I think it looks awesome as well. One of the more unique looking supercars in the game for sure. It's not your typical Lamborghini or Ferrari. If you slap on a nice looking paint job, this car is gonna look really clean. Something unique that I really like about the Wagner that you can't say about a lot of vehicles in GTA is that I actually really like the engine sound of it. You can definitely appreciate a good engine sound, and the Wagner is one of the better sounding supercars in the game. It's got a louder type of engine sound, and it doesn't sound like an engine that you have with a lot of other cars in the game, meaning it's pretty unique. And it also has a decent variety of customization too. I really like the spoiler options. It's got a very nice looking accent color inside of the respray, some roof options, cool hoods, exhausts, and all that type of stuff. So definitely take it into Los Santos Customs and check some of those options out. Let's move into the next one, which is going to be the P-Fister 811. It costs only $1.1 million, so it is kind of a jump below the $1.5 million price tag with the Wagner. So we're really just getting cheaper and cheaper as this video goes. Now the reason the $1.1 million price tag is actually pretty worth it with the 811 is because of how fast this car is. This car is very fast. I did feature it in the fastest cars in GTA Online video for a reason. This thing's top speed is crazy, one of the best in the whole game. If I had to pick something I don't really like with this vehicle, it's probably the looks of it. I personally don't really like how it looks. That's always up to personal opinion though. Who knows, you might actually like the looks of this car, but I just don't think the looks are the 811's strong features. It's fast, it's got decent handling, but when it comes to looks, I would definitely not buy it for that. But if you're looking for a fast car that's especially good in drag races, in a straight line, this thing is gonna beat most of the cars in game. It's got 132 mile per hour top speed, which is very good even for a supercar. Now we're gonna have another cheap supercar, but this one's a little bit different because this is actually also a Benny's upgradable vehicle. I'm talking about the Banshee 900R. The Banshee has been here since day one of release of this game, not only in GTA 5, but it's also been featured in previous GTA games, so it's very well known to the GTA series. And because it's so OG, I have a lot of respect for it. You can buy it in the Legendary Motorsport website for only $565,000, which is very cheap. It's important to know though that if you want the Benny's upgrade, that's going to be an extra, I believe, $900,000. So all in all, it's not going to be that cheap, but if you're looking for a ton of extra customization, there aren't many Benny's upgradable vehicles in the game, so this is definitely really unique for it. If you're looking for a good performing cheap supercar, the other options in this video are definitely much better because the Banshee just does not shine when it comes to speed and handling and all that. Besides the customization, like the Wagner, it also has a really good engine sound. If you like good engine sounds, this has a very good like oomph to it. Both the Banshee and the Wagner are among the best sounding cars in the whole game. I really hope in GTA 6 they're gonna have a bigger variety of engine sounds because a lot of the cars in this game just do not have unique sounds. So many cars just sound the exact same and it's not very exciting, so hopefully we'll see that in the next game. Then moving on to my personal favorite choice in this video, if you ask me which one I recommend the most, it would be the Zentorno. The Zentorno is absolutely amazing. It's been in the game for so long, I believe since like 2014 if I'm not mistaken, and compared to so many vehicles that released since 2014 that are so overpriced, the Zentorno actually has a very good bang for your buck aspect. For only $725,000, you get such a good supercar that's one, fast, has an amazing engine sound. Funny enough, I guess a lot of these cheap supercars actually have good engine sounds, unlike the expensive ones and unlike a lot of other vehicles. There really isn't much bad to say about the Zentorno. I mean, handling is great, it's decently fast, especially for the price. For the price, it's very fast, but don't expect it to be the #1 fastest vehicle in the game, because it's just not. Besides that, it's got a very cool and futuristic look to it. I like to call it the supercar transformer, and with that, of course, it looks very unique as well, and it's got great customization. Out of this list, besides the Banshee 900R, which is a Benny's upgradable vehicle, the Zentorno has the best customization in this video. Keeping in mind, the Zentorno is not a Benny's upgradable vehicle, so the Banshee doesn't really count. With one of the more recent DLCs, the Zentorno actually got extra customization, which made it so much better, so now it has a lot of really unique and cool looking liveries. Spoiler options are great, it's got some hood options, and overall customization of this car is awesome, so a lot of good aspects when it comes to the Zentorno. Highly recommend this vehicle for sure. Next one is the Turismo R. This is one of the more original supercars like the Zentorno. It also came out way back in 2014. Besides the big three, which were the Adder, the Zentorno, and the Entity XF, the Turismo R was also in that ballpark of like the best supercars back in the OG days, which does earn it some respect, and it's very affordable as well. That's why it's on this list. You can buy it for only $500,000, which is the cheapest in this video so far. And on top of that, like the Zentorno, it also got extra customization, so customizing this thing is gonna be very fun. I like the spoiler options it has, the liveries are also great, and this Turismo R goes well with so many different paint jobs. A black and red could look really nice, black and yellow. I went with a peach type paint job with some white on the wheels, so it has solid performance for the price. It looks great, and overall this car is another good option. Now, the cheapest option on this list, if you are absolutely broke in GTA Online and you barely have any money to buy a supercar, this is going to be the most affordable option you're going to get in this video. The Vaca, which is a very basic looking Lamborghini. It's the most Lamborghini looking vehicle in this game. Of course, it's actually based off of one, and you can buy it for $240,000. That's very cheap. With that price tag, you got a very nice looking supercar. The main thing it has going for it is the looks. Both the back of it and the front of it are very nice, and for that really cheap price point, I actually think this car is worth it to get. And now we have another OG supercar that was also one of those big competitors back in the day. I did mention it briefly earlier. The Entity XF is also in that ballpark, along with the Adder, the Zentorno, and the Turismo R. Right off the bat, I really like the looks of the Entity, especially the back of it is super cool looking. I wish it would get more customization like the Zentorno and the Turismo R, like a lot of vehicles honestly. With more customization options, this car would be a lot better because it's got the very unique and cool look to it. It just needs a bit more options. With that said, you can buy it off of Legendary Motorsport for $795,000, another pretty cheap one. If you think I missed any cheap supercars that are really worth it to get, let me know down below in the comments. And now that you know the best cheap supercars, click the video on screen now for the best actual supercars in GTA Online. I hope you all enjoy that video, and peace.